Hi everybody, my name is Bree and welcome back to my channel, Bree's Arts. All right, you guys, so for today's video, not only is it sponsored by Skillshare, who I will talk about a little bit later, but today we are doing some Kirkland inspired DIYs. So you guys know that I love making expensive decor on a serious budget. So these aren't exactly like the Kirkland's items. However, they inspired me to make these items for sure. Now, of course, all of the items that I'm using are from Dollar Tree and Dollarama. I think I threw something in from Michael's along the way as well, maybe some Amazon stuff. But with all of that being said, you guys, let's get into the first DIY. All right, everybody, here we go with DIY number 1. And look at this. Isn't this so pretty? Again, this is inspired by, but I really loved the frame. So you can see there, that piece of art was $50. So what I'm going to use is one of these wall decor pieces, I guess. Got it at Dollar Tree. Valentine's Day, I believe, last year. So I am trying to craft as much as my stash as I possibly can. And so all I'm doing here is I'm just heating up the glue that is, holding down that cursed glitter and just scraping it off with this little scraper tool that I got at the Dollar Tree. So just heat it up, scrape it off, comes off not terribly. It doesn't come completely off, but that's okay because as you can see, I am going to paint this entire thing. Now, I did have to do 3 coats in order to cover all of that up, but that's okay. And it is a little bit textured too, which is I really liked from the brush strokes and whatnot. The texture actually came out really nice. And so these bamboo sticks I got off of Amazon. I will leave the link down in the description box. I have used them in DIYs before. And I'm just going to take my wood tint by Folk Art. This is in the color Walnut. And I'm just going to give these a coat. So just grabbing my brush, going along, painting them up and doing the thing. And we only have to do, I'm pretty sure I only did one side. And then I grabbed a baby wipe, wiping off the excess. And then we'll do that to all of these bamboo sticks here. Paint, paint, paint. I'm so sorry. You guys know how to paint, but I'm showing you anyways. So you are welcome. All right, so these bamboo sticks were actually the perfect length for this frame with the vertical sides of the frame. So just using my hot glue, going along, and we are going to adhere 2 of the sticks to each of the sides of this frame. So you can see they're lining it up nice and straight, and then push it down and get her done. There we go. And so we will do the same thing with the next stick. I was going to call it a skewer. It is not a skewer. It's definitely a stick. And doing the other side as well. So I'm doing the 2 long sides first here. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab one of my bamboo sticks eventually. Holding that down. Good job. You did a great job, Sawatsky. And so I'm just measuring off how long the other sides are going to be using my miter shears there that I got off of Amazon as well, and just clipping those down to size and then doing the same thing for the other side. So these fit perfectly snug. And what am I doing? There we go. Hot glue down, throwing that on there. And rock and roll. Perfect. And then of course we're going to do the other side and good to go. So I didn't show this. I showed a lot of that other gluing stuff, but I didn't show how I cut these. So I just used my miter shears at the 45-degree angle, and then I did one corner first, and you can see there how I lined it up and cut 3 little pieces. I then used those pieces as a template for the rest of the corners. Okay, I hope that makes sense, you guys. You know what you're doing. It's really, really very, very simple. And so again, just using my hot glue, we're gonna put these details onto each of the corners here. So making sure that it's nice and lined up. I am a little bit of a perfectionist, so, making sure that everything is straight and putting the hot glue on there, cleaning up the hot glue smudges that smooges out the sides. And we're gonna do this to all 4 of the corners here. So hot glue, line it up nice and straight, and then hot glue, throw that on there, and then we will do the same with the third one, just like that. So we'll do that in all of our corners. Oh, cleaning up some hot glue. Atta girl. I hate that. Don't you guys hate it when you see hot glue like sticking out? I think it just looks nasty. Totally nasty. Okay, so here you can see, oh, look at how pretty my corners are. They look beautiful. And so these decals I got at, or they're wall decals from the Dollar Tree. So you can absolutely use those for this project. However, I have these decals from Dollarama. I think they're absolutely stunning. And so I'm just using that big leaf one right there. So I'm just gonna peel that off. Actually, no, no, what am I doing? I am actually going to put some Mod Podge down first. Because obviously that window or that wall cling is not going to stick onto this without a little bit of help, right? So just grabbing some Mod Podge, and we are just going to smear that onto this piece of wall art. And then I'm just, smoothing that down with my paintbrush and some more Mod Podge. So it actually turns out absolutely beautifully, like how it actually adhered to this board. And, a nice healthy coat of Mod Podge on there. And then of course we'd let that dry, and look at that. It's fabulous. Now, I didn't like the stained wood with the color of that wall cling. So I'm experimenting a little bit here. You know how projects just kind of develop? This one definitely developed until I was happy with it. So I thought that maybe I would dry brush it with a little bit of white just to see how that went. And I absolutely hated it. I hated it. I thought it looked awful. I thought it looked unfinished. And I was like, what am I going to do with this? So instead, I just painted it black, and look at how stunning that looks. It just pops. It's absolutely perfect. I'm so happy with it. Look at how pretty. And so the original inspiration piece was $50, and I did mine for $3.50. All right, you guys, it's that time for me to talk about Skillshare. Now, Skillshare is an online learning community where thousands of people come together to explore their creative journeys. And I know that every single one of you breezers who is watching one of my videos is a creative person, and Skillshare is a great place for you to unleash your creativity. From photography to illustration to, of course, DIY home decor, Skillshare has thousands of classes to suit your needs and interests. Skillshare's classes are all ad-free so that you can get into the zone and allow your creativity to soar. There are new premium classes that are added every single week, so there is no end to what you can discover on Skillshare. So another class that I have taken on Skillshare is called Interior Design Basics, Simple Steps to Your Perfect Space by Lauren Cox. Now, this is probably one of my favorite classes that I have taken on Skillshare because she goes through a ton of different aspects about interior design. She reviews the principles of design as well, which include color, balance, rhythm and repetition, and scale and proportion. And the class project was decorating a bookshelf. So check out my bookshelf, you guys. It's not the greatest picture, but oh my gosh, I love it so much. And using her principles, it worked out so gorgeous. So you guys, the first 1,000 people to click the link down in my description box will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare so that you can start exploring your creativity today. I would like to send a huge shout out to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. And with all of that being said, you guys, let's get back into those projects. All right, and here we go with DIY number 2. All right, so this one is so easy, you guys. I'm sure that you've seen this before, this DIY, but I wanted to do it myself because I thought that these beads were so pretty, and they're $25 for family at Kirklands. So I grabbed some of these little foam dice. They come 4 in a package. In Canada, it's $1.50. I believe down in the States, it's $1.25. And I am just going to paint all of these up with my black chalk paint. So all of the sides are going to be painted up. Now, I did have to do, I'm pretty sure I did 3 coats, you guys. And the reason for that was that I wanted to make sure that all of those dots were completely covered. So shablam! There we go. All of the sides are all done with 3 coats of my black chalk paint. And so now I'm just grabbing my power drill and we are just going to, I just eyeballed the center. So going through the center of each one of my foam blocks here and making a nice hole. Like you can see how big my drill bit is. It's a significant size. I don't know exactly how big it is, but it's big enough to fit this wired jute cord. I got the wired jute from the Dollar Tree as well. And these beads are from Amazon. Now I just left the beads natural. But if you want to recreate this, you can use whatever colors you want. You can do white blocks with a colored bead in the center, like anything that you guys want, you can absolutely do. And so what I'm doing here, you can see on the one end, I thread 1 bead, and then there are 2 beads between each one of my blocks there. So perfect. And so what I ended up doing is I did cut off some letters on my Cricut. If you don't have a Cricut, you can absolutely use any white letter stickers that you can find. I haven't ever seen any at the Dollar Tree, but I'm sure, I know that Michael's has them. Down in the States, I'm sure Hobby Lobby has stuff like that. Any store really, if you don't have a Cricut, you can absolutely use just some white stickers. Or again, if you color these in a different color, you can use the black stickers from the Dollar Tree, right? Perfect. And so I spelled out home, and then I'm just taking my wire jute here and I'm creating loops on either side of this piece, and then it's all finished. Like, how easy was that? So simple. And I really do think that it's so super cute. Like, check it out. Oh, so cute. So The family at Kirklands is 25 bucks. I did mine for $3. Holla! All right, you guys, I hope that you're enjoying these projects today. I just wanted to pop in to remind you that if you like home decor on a budget, stuff that looks super high end, but you made it for very little, dollar store, then you've come to the right place. So make sure you tap that like button, make sure you subscribe, and make sure that you set your notifications to all so that you don't miss any of my uploads. And when you subscribe, you guys, you become part of my amazing YouTube fam jam that I love to call the Breezers. So if you want to be a breezer, make sure you stick around. And to all of my breezers right now, thank you so much. I love you all of my old subscribers, my new subscribers, and everybody in between. Mwah! Can't even tell ya. You guys are amazing. And with that said, let's jump back into the projects. All right, everybody. Last one, DIY number 3. And I absolutely love how this came out. It's so pretty. So here's the inspiration piece, 50 bucks again. And so what I'm going to use here, this is just a scrap piece of wood that I have in my, scrap wood pile. It is 18 inches long by about 5.5 inches wide. So if you can find something that's similar to that, then perfect. You could also use those wooden boards that you can get at the Dollar Tree. And here we go. We're just going to use our black chalk paint and paint up all of the sides of this board here. And then I got this wooden circle at Michael's, and I'm just going to paint it up with some white chalk paint. Did you see that? Did you see that transition? Whoa! Editing skills on point. And of course, I'm going to take off the label. Sometimes when I don't take off labels, you guys call me out. So making sure, taking off those labels. And I just used a little bit of the hot glue and adhered that circle to the center of my board. And so now I'm just using some nautical rope from the Dollar Tree. And here is where we are going to make that kind of rainbow detail. Now, if you wanted to, you could absolutely have this come off the ends as well and then kind of fray it if you wanted a super boho look to this. I wanted my rope to be flush with the ends, but you can do whatever you want. And actually, I think that would look really, really nice if you just had it hanging off the edge of the board and then frayed the edges and brushed it out with like one of those dog brushes or whatever. It would look awesome. So I'm just creating this arch using my hot glue and going around. And then I am going to do this multiple times with this rope here. So cutting it off and then going around with my hot glue, making sure that it is nice and secure and also nice and straight. So you guys know that I definitely speed up my videos just because you guys do not want to watch me craft in real time. You'd be here for hours. And so because this is sped up, I do it very, very carefully, like in real speed, just so you know. And so I do 1, 2, 3. There are 5 rows of this rope here. And this is the last one. And just cutting that off and making sure that everything is nice and straight and adhered. And I was really happy with how symmetric this actually ended up. I love it. If it's not completely perfect, you guys, I would totally scrap it. But I don't show it. I do both sides. And then you can see here the inspiration piece is 50 bucks. I did mine for $4. All right, everybody, that's it for our Kirkland inspired DIYs for today. I really love how all of these came out. And isn't it incredible how, you just see something on a website or on Pinterest or even in a home decor store, and you can actually go home and make it your own for so much less than what these stores want to charge you. That's the beauty of DIY. I just love it so much. So as always, you guys, let me know which one of these projects was your favorite, if you plan on tackling any of them, and what colors you guys would use. I would love to know. And of course, if you like what you see, do me a solid. Tap that like button, maybe subscribe, tell your friends, all of that jazz. Stay tuned for the gag reel. Bye, guys. All right, let's prepare. Mentally prepare. Physically prepare. Get the bangs out of the way today. What do you think? Let's do it. You guys, I love the summer. I love the summer so much. It's so beautiful here. And I know for sure, probably next week, we're going to be starting some fall. What do you think? Should we get into fall? Let me know down in the comments. Is it time for fall? So if you want to join up, I love my breezers, all of you, the new ones, the old ones, everybody in between. I'll just love you guys. And when you subscribe, you guys, you become one of my amazing community. No, that doesn't make any sense. I'm feeling kind of sassy. Today with my little pigtails. Sassafras. All right. See, I've been on holidays and I got a little bit of a tan, you guys. We're getting summery. A little bit of summery. Little sun kissing. Man, I feel schnonky today. Am I schnonky? Like, how do we, where's the angle to make the schnonk smaller? It's right here. That's it.